Hello and welcome to Tuesday's programme.
Your headlines tonight. A man and a woman killed in an explosion at a house in Bristol unnamed. As it's revealed, they were former partners and he had forced entry into her home.
Also tonight, the families of residents in 3 Wiltshire care homes say the decision to close them is causing distress and confusion.
In her mind, there's only 2 people left in the home.
And she's one of them, and
she's one of them, and she's lonely.
Lonely.
It's very confusing for her at the moment.
The experimental cancer jab being rolled out in our region, which means patients like Trevor from Weston could spend far less time in hospital.
And the jumps are out, the sun's shining. Join me at badminton as one of the world's most famous equestrian events is about to start.
A very good evening. Welcome to the programme. A woman and a man who died in an explosion in Bristol at the weekend have been named. As police have tonight revealed, the incident followed a domestic-related phone call from someone inside the property minutes before the explosion happened.
Detectives say Joe Shaw, who was 35 and lived at the house in Frenchay, died at the scene in the early hours of Sunday. Her former partner, Ryan Kelly, also died. The police watchdog has also been informed due to domestic incidents previously being reported to them. Well, Robert Murphy is live in Frenchay for us tonight. Robert, is there any more information about what happened on Sunday morning?
Yes, well, today the police cordon has been pulled back, so it surrounds just the property in which the explosion happened. You can see there the window, the ground floor has been boarded up. There's police tape above the fence here and some flowers laid in tribute at the people who died. Police have this evening released the identities of the people who died. The first is a young woman who was known as Joe Shaw, who was just 35 years old, and her former partner, Ryan Kelly, who was 41. Now, police have been here at the scene working out what happened since the early hours of Sunday morning, and this evening they provide us with a timeline of what happened. They said that at 6:17 on Sunday morning, they took a call from someone who was inside the property, calling police, reporting what's described as a domestic-related incident. Police said that they were told that a man who was known to people in the property had forced entry into the house. Now, police were dispatched and the caller was told to stay on the line. And at 6:30 in the morning, police were told on that call that the man had an explosive device. 2 minutes afterwards, the explosion happened. And then 2 minutes after that, the first police arrived at the scene. This evening, Superintendent Matt Ebbs said that Joe's death has been officially recorded as a homicide based on the information known to us at this time. We're not looking for anyone else in connection with her death. We know everyone's thoughts and sympathies will be with her devastated family, and specially trained officers are providing them with updates and support. Now, police have also searched another property in the Speedwell area of Bristol, linked to Ryan Kelly, and they say there is no wider risk to the public. And Avon and Somerset Police has made a mandatory referral to the police watchdog, the IOPC, because of previous police contact related to domestic issues ahead of Sunday and Joe Shaw's awful death.
OK, Robert, in Frenchay, thank you very much. Robert Murphy reporting there. On some other news tonight, and families of elderly residents of 3 care homes in Wiltshire which have been earmarked for closure, say it will have a devastating impact on their lives. The homes in Chippenham, Corsham and Amesbury are due to close this summer, as the council say the premises are too old and not fit for purpose.
But some family members have accused the council of putting money before the well-being of residents, many of whom are living with advanced dementia. Ellie Louise Ringe has the story.
And sign in the registry.
When she got married to Rog. Yeah.
Sue's mother Valerie is 90 and living with dementia. 3 months ago, she moved into Seymour House in Chippenham, a home Sue and her husband Cam describe as wonderful. But just as she settled in, the family was told that the home, along with Buckland Court in Amesbury and Hungerford House in Corsham, would be closed by the end of June. Sue and Cam say the news is already causing distress and confusion.
We saw her Monday, and she was packed, ready to go. I gotta go, she said. All my friends have gone already. They haven't, but
in her mind, there's only 2 people left in the home.
And she's one of them, and
she's one of them, and she's lonely. It's very confusing for her at the moment. It's definitely each week she's got worse. There's no doubt about it.
It's not right that we should treat people, just put them somewhere they believe they're going to spend the rest of their lives there to the end, possibly. And then within weeks, and some of them have been there long term. It's been their home for a while.
Valerie has lived here at Seymour House for the past 3 months. Wiltshire Council says that it and 2 others in the county were built 50 years ago and now require substantial investment to bring them up to date. They also say this would cause massive disruption and upheaval for many residents.
We absolutely understand that this is not an easy time, and we're really sorry we find ourselves in this situation, but we've got to a point where you've got a building, particularly we've come out of the winter months where the boiler's not working. We've got, in some cases, 5 or 6 people sharing the same toilet, and that frankly isn't good enough. So even if we were to bring the residents back, we'd still have to take them out to do the works that will be required. So it's much simpler and creates less uncertainty simply to talk very carefully and over a period of time with the residents and find a better alternative for their homes.
But Sue and Cam say the decision and the impending upheaval is going to have a devastating impact on dozens of vulnerable people.
I'm confused at exactly what's going on. I'm devastated for Mum, very angry, because these sort of decisions aren't made overnight, that they're going to close.
Why put her in a place that you'd already voted on, that you're going to shut down? Why give her all that love and attention in a place that is not going to be there anymore? And poor Oval, she needs more than that.
She deserves more than that.
The 3 sites are due to close by the end of June. The families of those who call them home now facing weeks of uncertainty. Ellie Louise Ringe, ITV News.
Now, there have been miles of tailbacks on part of the M5 motorway for much of the day after a fuel tanker carrying 32,000 litres of petrol jackknifed and hit the central reservation. It happened about 4:30 this morning between junction 22 for Burnham-on-Sea and junction 23 for Bridgewater. The tanker ended up on the hard shoulder and a car crashed into it. No one was badly injured, but there have been delays of around 2.5 hours.
4 Palestine Action activists have been found guilty of criminal damage after raiding an Israeli-based defence firm near Bristol and destroying equipment with sledgehammers and crowbars. The damage was caused at Elbit Systems in August 2024. The group caused an estimated £1 million worth of damage.
A man is improving but remains in hospital after a suspected homophobic attack in Bristol city centre. It happened on St Nicholas Street in the early hours of Friday, April the 24th. A man in his 30s was found lying unconscious with significant facial injuries. Another man sustained minor injuries in the incident, which police are treating as a hate crime. The investigation is ongoing.
Now, some wonderful optimism for you, because thousands of cancer patients here in the West Country could benefit from a new injection. It's being rolled out on the NHS to treat more than a dozen different cancer types.
Could be life-changing for many, because an injectable form of immunotherapy will take just 1 minute every few weeks, rather than through a drip, which can take over an hour, slashing the time needed for treatment. Well, Richard Payne is here in the studio. This is going to be really huge news for a lot of people, isn't it?
It certainly will. You use the word life-changing. It certainly is that. And a lot of people are going to say life-saving as well. And the clever bit, Seb, is that it's the same drug that's been administered for the last 10 years. So it's not costing the NHS any more money. It's cost neutral. But the clever bit is it's being administered in a different way, as you've explained. No longer lying on a bed for up to 5 hours, some cancer patients were receiving this treatment, this drug through an intravenous drip. Now it's a minute through a needle. It's just incredible. It's only 2.4 millilitres of the drug, but it is transformative in what it can do. Now, this is for patients having immunotherapy, so that's what boosting the immune system, our own immune system, to recognise and fight cancer cells. So it's just for those patients at this stage. But one Bristol consultant has told me that this could be a real game changer, and for up to a dozen cancers.
As well as earlier diagnosis, the National Cancer Plan wants us to really improve our outcomes and have the maximum chance of curing our patients or living well with cancer. And this is one of the many steps that we're doing to improve people's chances. We are continually evolving our treatments. So with research and new ways of thinking sort of more about the patient and giving care around that patient rather than the patient having to fit around what we do. So lots of treatments, we're changing the way we give treatments.
Richard, everything about this feels so positive, doesn't it? It could free up staff, free up beds, free up time. And you've been talking to patients as well, haven't you? What have they said?
Yeah, these are the patients who are connected to Bristol and Weston-super-Mare NHS Trust at this stage. One man I met this afternoon was a lovely chap called Trevor Garfield, 79-year-old from near Weston-super-Mare. He was diagnosed with melanoma in late 2024 and had to endure the IV drip treatment until he was put forward for this injection. And what took him 30 minutes now takes him 1 minute.
It's transformative, not only for the patient, but for the hospital. So hopefully they'll be able to treat more people in the National Health Service, which at the moment with their backlog is fantastic. I do feel special for being selected because I take the view that if you're having treatment, you must go with what you're advised. The expert will tell you what to do. And when they ask or they say they're going to do something different, I trust them implicitly because they are so marvellous.
Now, Trevor's something of a pioneer. He's one of the first patients in the country to receive this drug through this means, and it's giving him, as we've heard, more time, and he can look forward to a happy and longer life.
Yeah, all our best wishes to Mr. Garfield there, and thank you so much to you as well, Richard. We love this.
Thank you, Richard. Such much needed good news. Right?
Yeah, we need that, don't we?
Yes.
Well, you are watching ITV News in the West Country with Seb and Alex. Hope you had a great bank holiday weekend for those who actually had one.
Yes, thank you for joining us this Tuesday evening after that long weekend. Like I said, hope you managed to enjoy it. Still ahead before 6:30, the last-minute preparations ahead of the badminton horse trials, which get underway tomorrow.
And for most of us, the weather's relatively quiet as we head through this week, but temperatures certainly up and down a little bit. So we'll look at all the details in a few minutes' time.
Now, Teachers Union says a masculinity crisis is fermenting in our schools with the abuse of staff on the increase. Almost 1 in 4 female teachers say they've experienced misogynistic comments in the last year.
A domestic abuse support service in Bristol has also seen referrals rise as the government says it will implement greater restrictions on social media content for under 16s. Nick Smith reports.
We don't put standards on women, no matter how rude, crass, obnoxious they are, how fat they are.
It's the patriarchy that saves women. It's the patriarchy that brings order.
Misogynistic content is filtering into social media algorithms, all within easy grasp of teenage boys. But Josh Sargent is a 16-year-old on a mission to alert them of the dangers of manosphere influencers. He was drawn in aged 12, telling me it began watching videos about things like self-confidence.
It's a slippery slope. What happens is we have this sort of pipeline. We have influencers answering to that sort of uncertainty in the realms of sort of business and fitness. And then over time, once that sort of trust with that specific influencer or that specific community is built, then the more harmful narrative can start to sort of slip in, especially towards sort of women and misogyny.
It's having a knock-on effect in schools. A survey by one teachers' union found almost a quarter of female staff experienced misogyny in the classroom.
We have identified this problem around rising abuse of women teachers in particular. That might be all sorts of things from language that is used to refusing to comply with instructions from women teachers, or abuse of other students, female students in the class. There needs to be an acknowledgement of the scale of the problem.
Domestic abuse support services like NextLink in Bristol say they are seeing a rise in referrals directly related to harmful online content.
There is a rise in toxic masculinity online, and with young people having access to that on a daily basis in their pocket, we are seeing those trends come through. The content of that abuse can reflect through to the control and respect for the partner. So the expectation of complete control over the partner, controlling where they go, controlling what they wear.
How do we bring young men into the conversation and avoid them kind of falling into this manosphere world?
It needs to be open and honest, right? It's not just sort of a case of running in and saying, that was a really awful comment to make, you're a sexist, misogynistic pig. It's more about opening up that conversation and understanding, okay, why did you make that comment? What place did that sort of comment come from? I think it is more a case of understanding rather than lecturing, and that's not just in the case of, you know, sort of misogynistic comments, but I think that's in terms of everything.
Josh hopes to be a force for change and help more young men understand the manosphere and its harms, as schools continue to focus on trying to teach values of equality and respect to counter the growing threat of misogyny. Nick Smith, ITV News.
Now, the Martin Lewis Money Show returns on ITV1 at 7 p.m. this evening and on ITVX, where they're talking about pensions. Pension special tonight. Here's Martin to tell us more.
Most of us will tend to live for about 80 years, but only work for 40. And those 40 years have to do a lot when we retire. That's what putting your money in a pension is all about. But pensions are a fundamentally misunderstood product that most people don't put enough in. They don't know the best place to get them, nor do they know how you get the money out and minimise the tax. That's why I'll be joined by specialists tonight in a pension special. See you at 7 o'clock.
If anyone should know, he does.
Oh, he knows.
He knows everything. Now, the world-famous badminton horse trials start tomorrow, and tent city has sprung up on the estate in South Gloucestershire. And today, horses and riders have been arriving, each hoping to be the best at dressage, show jumping and, of course, cross-country.
Yeah, that's a great picture as well, isn't it? Badminton, it's basically a triathlon for horses, and each year it attracts around 200,000 spectators over 5 days, for the horses and the shopping, probably. Karen Bell's been there to watch the last-minute prep.
One day to go and the badminton estate is buzzing. This is one of only 7 5-star eventing championships in the world, the very toughest ones, with fences this big.
OK, if I just have a quick listen.
Today, competitors were signing in at the village hall and horses were getting a once-over from the vet, including Ferro Point here from Laycock.
I love badminton. I think it's fantastic. It's both these horses' first time and it's that horse's first 5-star as well. So it's pretty cool to be here.
Are those horse passports you've got there?
These are horse passports which travel with the horses, and these have records in them of any vaccinations that they've received.
Badminton is best known for its enormous jumps, including ones that land horses and occasionally riders in the lake. On Saturday especially, this area will be packed.
It doesn't matter if you like horses or not. It's a wonderful day in the country. You can go for a wonderful walk around the beautiful Badminton Park, and then if you do like horses, you can see the best horses doing what they do best.
And here they are, bedding in. A world-class eventing horse can be worth £1 million. No wonder the stable manager is ensuring spotless accommodation.
Before the event actually starts, we have to make sure that all the stables are emptied and washed out, disinfected. Any painting that needs to be done is done. And then preparing all the boxes, stables for the horses to come into, so the shavings, bedding, making sure we've got enough hay, straw, all the feed they might need. It's really like a hotel for horses.
One horse at the hotel is Catania, having a pedicure here from the Swiss Olympian Felix Vogt. They've both just arrived from Germany.
Quite quick, 16 hours, and we could take the Eurotunnel, so that was really good. It's the highest you can go. I think badminton, you cannot go higher, so Yeah, of course, if you come from England, it's big, but if you come from Switzerland, it's even bigger. But I mean, every country, it's just the biggest you can achieve, I think. Yeah.
Felix is hoping to grab the top prize, £125,000. For the rest of us, badminton isn't the cheapest day out. Saturday tickets are £56.50 per adult and another £23 for parking. But if horse triathlons are your thing, then this is as prestigious as they get. Karen Bell, ITV News, badminton.
We'll find out how the weather's going to be for it in a moment, if you are going.
I'm not. I have been before. It's quite impressive.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Now, 5 new giant murals have been unveiled in Bristol city centre. It's part of the street art festival Upfest. It's one of the largest festivals of its kind in Europe, with graffiti artists displaying their work across Bristol. And the new murals are in Broadmead, near Cabot Circus. Now, each one celebrates Bristol's culture, music and identity. And the festival itself returns to North Street in Southville and Bedminster.
Each piece is very different, but the brief to the artist was something iconically Bristol. So they kind of chose their own sort of like pieces. So you've got the gorilla, which is Bristol's famous Alfred the gorilla. You've got a piece which celebrates all of Bristol's festivals, another one that celebrates Bristol music scene, and obviously Sir David Attenborough celebrating his 100th birthday.
Oh, so talented.
I know. A kaleidoscopic Sir David Attenborough as well. Yes. It's beautiful.
From big words to big weather, right? Kaleidoscopic. I'm just saying kaleidoscopic is a great word.
It's a big word.
It's a big word.
Big weather.
Big horse.
Big screen.
Big rain.
Hey, we had a little bit, didn't we, during the course of the weekend? It was mixed and much needed. This shows you just what we saw over the entire weekend. A lot coming through on Saturday. That's when most of us had our rainfall totals totting up. But then showers developed during the daylight hours on both Sunday and Monday, and then dwindled away again into the evening. But they also topped things up because some of those were pretty heavy. And these are just some of the wettest spots across the whole of the region, really. But an inch of rain falling across much of the region, and probably for most of us, that's more than we saw in the entirety of April. So it was much needed. We probably could do a little bit more. But today was relatively glorious. We had some pretty nice sunshine around. Camera operator Matt sending in these lovely drone pictures in the skies above Bath, sort of Lansdowne area, with bits of cloud around you can see, but also just some pretty fine, glorious weather. Temperatures up to about 15 or 16 Celsius, so it's around about average, but in the sunshine, as you know, we've felt the last couple of days, it just sort of feels really quite nice and warm. Strong winds is something we won't have as we head through this week. Hopefully there's some more glorious views for the most part like this, but there'll be a little bit of rain coming through.
We should put those shots online so that people can check their roofs.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shot you want, isn't it? They are beautiful. Charlie, there's some colder weather which troubles me because I've got infant plants.
I thought it might. A little bit colder, but probably only for a night or two.
Okay.
Temperature stays still average. As we work our way through the next couple of days, there's a northerly breeze that just makes temperatures that little bit lower. The nights might be a bit chillier. Hopefully just stay frost-free. And it all gets reversed anyway towards the weekend with some unsettled weather, you'll see, but also some higher temperatures once again.
Today's forecast: blue skies, followed by a spread of hot and cold plates. TUI sponsors ITV West Country Weather.
So as we work our way through the rest of this week, it's a fairly typical setup for early May, which is to say a couple of outbreaks of rain around, bits of sunshine and some dry weather too. We've seen some of that today, for example, but I think the next couple of days probably won't feel quite as warm as the last few have been. We have been spoilt somewhat. However, we've got a very light northerly wind working its way across the UK, which has brought in some slightly colder air. And then towards the end of the week, a bit of a balancing act between high and low pressure. So it's going to inject a little bit more uncertainty, I think, as we work our way towards this coming weekend. As for the rest of this evening, there should be a little bit of sunshine out there before dusk, but cloud will increase as we head through the night time, and you can see little patches of blue here. So some outbreaks of pretty light rain, really, but a cloudy, damp night, not that chilly. Temperatures in rural spots maybe down to mid-single figures, but otherwise not that cold at all, really. But for the first few hours of tomorrow morning, there will be a continuation of some pretty cloudy and damp weather out there. Bit by bit, it'll tend to clear, and we should see some sunshine returning, but perhaps not quite as much as we've seen earlier on today. And it won't feel as warm either, because temperatures will be nearer 13 or 14 Celsius, which is a smidge below average, so a slightly cooler feel. even though it's not too far from where they should be this time of year, really. Temperatures then pick up a little bit as we work our way towards the weekend, but with that you can see from the symbols potential also for a return of some wet weather. Sunday at this stage, for example, looks like it could turn out to be a pretty wet end to the weekend. So staying pretty changeable in the broad scheme of things. But the bank holiday was also quite changeable as well, as Paul captured perfectly at Minehead. Glorious views, but look at the amount of chaos and drama in the skies above. So yeah, keep those pictures coming in.
TUI sponsors ITV West Country Weather.
So I know the gardeners will have loved the rain.
Yep.
I didn't. But is there any more to come?
Yes, at the end of the week, there'll be a little bit more coming through, but there's inherently some uncertainty. We say it all the time, but there probably will be. Starting with showers. At this stage, Sunday, there could be something a little bit more persistent.
Oh, OK. I'm going back to playing cricket on Saturday.
Oh.
So Saturday's good. Long as Saturday's good.
Well, as long as you're all right, that's good.
Yes.
Right, that's it from us. You're back later, aren't you?
Yes, with more wisdom at 10:30. Hope you can join me for that. Goodbye.